morning everyone, Lisa here at Shady Tree Stitches, and thank you so much for joining me for my latest Flosstube update. It's currently Monday the 5th of July 2021 and this is season 3 episode 15. So thanks for taking the time to join me. You better sit back and grab a cuppa because I've been doing a lot of stitching this week. Here in Australia it is school holidays, which means I can sit at home basically all day apart from when I'm dealing with the children and do stitching. So I've been having heaps of fun doing that. Lots and lots and lots of challenges happening. If you're new, then I definitely welcome you and I hope you like what you see. Please take the moment to subscribe, and if you like me, tell your friends. I am trying to get to that magical 1,000 subscribers amount so that we can get things done for that. It just opens up so many more opportunities on YouTube with what you can do with lives and different things on the ads, not ads, with different things on the videos. So please spread the word. Jenny and I would really appreciate that. Should have really been Jenny and my doing a video this weekend, but we didn't get it together. I'm not sure why, but I'm sure we can wrangle her in for next weekend. Okay, so I have so much stitching. My challenge groups have been heaps of fun and lots of things happening. Start of a new month rolled around, always a busy time, and the No New Starts challenge of Whip Riff Off started as well on the 2nd of the month. So I'm being able to tie in basically all my daily 30 monthlies with the Whip Riff Off, which is brilliant. So looking forward to showing you what I have stitched. Okay, these are in no particular order, and I will preface by saying that can't quite see it, but over there is a secret model stitch that I started and finished this week, and I did, I haven't written down how many stitches it is, but I did basically about 2,500 stitches on it. So you'll see that in the next Down the Rabbit Hole magazine, which is available to anyone. Just look for Down the Rabbit Hole on Facebook, I think, and you can purchase the online magazine. It features Australian and New Zealand creators, so it's cross-stitch focused with some other crafts thrown in, and it's a really good publication that's just started up a few months ago. So I'm thrilled to have been asked to continue to put some submissions in, so it's great. And I've got another secret model stitch to work on this week for the next Sassy pouch. So busy times at the Paddy Lane Designs studio. All right, so with the Whip Riff Off, you have to stitch on a piece and link it into another piece. So the word that was given for that was patriotic, and I started with this piece, which is the American Homestead sewing set, designed by Tanya Brockmeyer for the Scarlet House. And I took the line of that being very American patriotic, and so I finished the border. This is on a piece of Paddy Lane's designed Ada in, I would say, 16 count. And what I was really fascinated is that I started the border, maybe you can see I was getting away from the window, in 2 strands, but I'm actually doing the house in 1, and it's really getting a good coverage if I just don't put the light behind it. So I think 16 count Ada and 1 strand of CXC is really awesome. So that's what I did for that, which was 205 stitches on that one. I only needed to do a little bit. So that's got that one underway. Now, this is part of my plans for this month, at least, is to focus on 21 and 21. 21 pieces to focus on, and that's what I'm going to get to. Okay, so then next I had to make a connection. And my connection was that this is a sewing set. So it's a whole set of sewing. And I have another sewing set, which is the Jeanette Douglas pins and needles. So I made the connection between those two, and I got that much done on the pins and needles, which was 300 stitches. Got the border done, although I will admit this is in the wrong place. It needs to come out a bit further. So I'm going to come across the top and then down and make sure I get the right place. So I've done my own color conversion and I'm using silks for this one. So that's really good. So I'll try and remember now. There's my before and after photo so that you can see just how I've gone with that. And then from there, my connection was that on this pattern, there's a nice big pair of sewing scissors. There is also a nice big pair of sewing scissors on the Little House Needleworks ABC's stitches. So I moved on to that one. There we go. So I actually did a lot of work basically on that house down the bottom at K. So the whole top part is done. So you can see a photo there of it coming into place and the 302 stitches on that. Now my next connection from there went because there's bonus points. So I've already got bonuses of a door and a girl in a blue dress and the letter J up the top. So I went to my alphabet with the letter J, which was also I used for a prompt for Daily 30 stitching in blue and white. And then I'll be revisiting this for my zombie run sometime this week. So I did 301 stitches on my alphabet to get that one done. We only have to do 200 for Natalie's prompt, but it makes sense to just double dip the 2 and do the extra 100 stitches and knock it over. So I connected to the alphabet. Now from the alphabet I connected to Christmas Eve sampler, and I think it was the alphabet because they both got an alphabet on them. Christmas Eve sampler by Jane Elliott, and my Christmas Eve sampler is there, 505 stitches, because there was a pop-up event in Daily 30 and I needed to do a prompt with 500 stitches, so I got it done. Now at the same time all of this is happening, there was a pop-up event in the Survivalist Stitchiest for fireworks as well, and I had to get to 1200 stitches. I could use as many whips as I liked, so I had 36 hours to get there, so that was a bit of a stretch. So the 500, here's the before and after on the 505 on the Christmas Eve, and then that then linked to Nativity because they both have stars in them, and the star is another bonus thing, and it also, this one has the bonus of the girl in the blue dress with Mary. And I'm really pleased with where I got to on this one because I've totally finished the bottom half. All that's done. So you can see Mary and Joseph there, little birds, the 3 wise men, the blue guy's got a bit of a wonky eye, and then I've just started on the sheep up the top. And this one is also on a Crazy Paddock Lane design fabric. So I went to that. Now, where are you going to go from a nativity piece? You're going to go a Christmas piece. They're both Christmas pieces, 12 Days of Christmas. These are double bonuses for the monthly homework for Daily 30 because they have got Christmas theme. So I linked my Christmas to my Christmas. I forgot to say I did 302 on the nativity, and then I moved through to do 311 stitches on my nativity on my 12 Days of Christmas. So I was working in here in the 5 gold rings. So basically on this one, I have done the whole border section, and I've started stitching on different bits of it. So it's really cool because I went, all right, what do I want to stitch on? And because I don't have my own brain, I like the communal brain. My friends on Zoom told me to do 5 gold rings. So I did. and that was good. So that was 311 stitches, and I still needed another 200 to get to my 1200. So I pulled out my Fairy Tale Village by Abras Arts. This is like my most favorite whip. There it is, and I am in the middle in this house there above the boat shed. And one of my friends is stitching this with me, well, a few of my friends are stitching this with me, but one of them's ahead of me, and she started in the same place in the middle, so she's now going to go this way. And I think I'll follow her, because that's actually on the half we're on, and the other half is got those houses. So that's where I'm at. Isn't that starting to look really cool? So I was just working on the green tree, but starting to really take shape. Really, really love this pattern. So I did 210 stitches on that last night. So that's what I've been doing for the whip riff off. Before the whip riff off, I did some other stitching. I did 409 stitches on my Spring House Trio, and my Spring House Trio is for some daily 30 prompts, and I was working on this pink house. They've got prompts for the monthly where you have to stitch in a colour or on an item, and I think it was a house or pink thread, and I went, well, why not do a house in pink thread? So, because that's the way the design is. So this is my Spring House Trio, which is one of my goals from 21 to get finished this year. And as you can see, it's got a fair way to go, but these Waxing Moon designs are really, really a nice and easy stitch. So I'm looking forward to doing some more in that. When I last left you guys, I was working on my Anzac, which is also a goal to get finished this year. My Anzac by Long Dog, and this is where I'm up to now. Oh, that's not too good. I'll do it. Not too good at all without the paper behind it. There we go. So doing this one in a beautiful Silks For You variegated thread on a dark fabric, and I was stitching in this bit here with that peacock or whatever he is, and my letters was really cool. My LL, they had a JL charted, so I was able to just copy the L twice. Made it so easy. And then the other piece that I've been working on was my Chinese garden mandala, which I think is also going to come out again in my plans for this week, that you'll see more of my plans in the homework video when it comes up. So I am now up to here in my Chinese garden mandala. I was working on getting the frame done, because I think that's a good way to then be able to colour complete inside. I like doing colour completing. It's really my happy place on big projects. So all that border area there is where I went. But geez, it's looking good. And someone asked me about this fabric. It's a 32 count even weave that I got from Janet, JK Stitching. I don't know what it's called, but it is I think it's a fabric flare fabric, and it's really, really, really cute. And yeah, so that is all my stitching. Now, how much do you think I did this week? I mean, I remember I've been going along pretty, I say slowly, you know, between 3,000 and 4,000. Oh, I didn't even add up a couple of weeks. Wow, that's how slow I was. All right, because I stitched right to the end of Sunday night, 6,745 stitches. Oh my goodness. These events and prompts are just so motivating for me. They give me the goal, they give me the stretch. You know, that 1,200 in 36 hours was, I went, oh, I don't know if I'll make it, but I did. It just kept me going. I did stay up till like midnight, one night to do it, but I'm on holidays, I can do that. Really, really, really good. Okay, the next segment is I've been promising you some, you know, little Australian bit of trivia or a bit about Australia. And I'm going to tell you today that in Australia, we are back to front to the Northern Hemisphere. I know you might think that sounds obvious, but it's amazing how many people don't realise it. So in Australia, we are currently in winter. We do not have much of Australia that gets snow. There's a couple of little areas, one in Victoria, one in New South Wales, and I learnt yesterday, one in Tasmania, that have high enough mountains to get regularish snow in winter where there's skiing fields. But on the whole, our land is more flat, doesn't have a high altitude, and it is very coastal. We have a big desert in the middle, but there's not a lot of mountain ranges. So we're not really a snowy country. Temperatures do get down to about 0 degrees. We talk in Celsius, and we measure things in metric. So your bit of Australian knowledge for today is a bit of geography, and I'm going to insert a map of Australia here and just show you where the snowfields are, and then where I am, and that will help to put you into the picture of a little bit of Australian geography. So that's a bit of Australia for today. I'm going to educate you every Flosstube on something that I've learned. There's a few cool sayings and words we use that have totally different meanings, particularly to America. And so when I remember them, I'll let you know. Okay, haul. Not much haul. I'm a good girl. Really focused on finishing my whips. But I did get my silk of the month from Silks for You. Oh, luscious greens, look at them. 5 beautiful skeins of hand-dyed silk, 10 meters each. So beautiful. Joe and Jamie are currently on a journey around to different parts of Australia, New South Wales, and I think they're heading down to Victoria. COVID's again throwing a bit of a spanner in the works because they come from up north in Queensland, but expecting them to visit us in August sometime, so that will be really quite good. All right, so that is my stitching for the week. I hope everyone has a really good week stitching. I'm looking forward to another great week of stitching, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.